is the thing. Like, you know what it is, Sabo? It's FIFA, bro. That's what it is. These guys play FIFA and they sign these players for their clubs, yeah, and they think that you can do this shit in real life. Like, you can't do that in
Sorry,
real
mate.
life. What is it? The dog?
Sorry. Yeah, it is. It's FIFA.
Yeah, they think that they can just go and sign players, like just say, all right, cool. So I'm gonna go and sign Kevin De Bruyne for 65 million because he's in the last year of his contract, and then he just says okay. Like that's what they think happens in real life.
Yeah.
They genuinely do. When I hear the Bastonis of this world, and why the fuck is he going to Tottenham? For
right.
what?
Right. I'll tell you what. Do me a favor, Rants. Do me a favor.
So he wouldn't go to Tottenham for lunch, bro.
This Benjamin character, 624. Read it, right? Read it. Right. This guy comes at me all the time. Look at that.
We can get top players. You pay the money. On your other stream, you said we couldn't get. I guess that's
Bastoni.
We got Romero, the Serie A Defender of the Year. Make it make sense, bro. Romero's shit. And all, and also, you know when man say pay the money, yeah, it's like, what money? You're Tottenham. When you're saying pay the money, when have you ever paid the money? What's your record signing at Tottenham? Who's your record signing? Man said pay the money. What's your record? 20 million. What? I swear Ndombele is your record signing or something like that. And I guarantee you Levy's not spending that kind of money again because it didn't work out. Like, what the fuck? Ndombele, 60 million or something like that.
It cracks me up, right? Listen, again, as you said, this is Football Manager, right? This is Football Manager stuff. Because what I just said on the other stream, what I've just said, sorry, 1 second, my door's going. Let me knock it off.
Yeah, no worries. Like, man said, yeah, just pay the money. Tottenham spent 60 million, yeah, and that's a record for bruv. We spend that on defenders here.
Do you know what makes me laugh, Rants, right? And the Bastoni thing keeps coming up because there are lots of fans saying, oh, we should have just got Bastoni because that is the player that Antonio Conte wanted, right? This is the player that he wanted. And I'm saying to everyone, okay, give me 3 reasons why Bastoni wants to join Tottenham. Give me 3 reasons. And people are going, okay, Conte was there. Right, okay, Conte was there. A manager he knows has a history of being at clubs for a tenure of 18 months. Mm-hmm. And he's got 1 year left on his contract. Why else? Well, if you pay the money, you get him. Well, hang on. Bastoni's agent told us that Bastoni doesn't want to leave Inter Milan. But these idiot Spurs fans are still going, just pay the money. No, you're not getting it. We can match the figure Inter Milan want. But if he doesn't want to join Tottenham, he's not. These fans don't get it. And the fact that guy there is going, we got Romero. Yeah, I can see why we got Romero and no one else did. Because the guy is a liability.
And the thing is, you know what's crazy, Sabo? You know what's crazy? It's like people do not. Actually, let me rephrase that, because I was going to say common sense, but we all know that doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't exist.
But what people don't do is I like to look at football, as real life, because at the end of the day, anything that happens in football, you can compare it to real life. When you look at someone like a Romero, like when you signed Romero, like some people are saying, all right, cool, good signing. There was no rival fans saying, oh my God, Tottenham got Romero. No. We don't care. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Romero was not an established centre-back that chose Tottenham over Real Madrid and Man United and Chelsea and Arsenal. You got him because no one wanted him. You know, like that. Like that's what happened. No one else wanted him. You were the best option. That's what you were. You were the best option for him. He didn't turn down Liverpool challenging for the fucking Champions League. He went to Tottenham because that was the best offer on the table. Do you know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is. If you've got chicken nuggets money in your wallet, you didn't turn down Nando's. Like you can't, you didn't turn Nando's down. You can't afford Nando's. You got chicken nuggets because that's what you can afford, bruv.
I just don't get it.
Got Spurs because that was the best he could do. Do you know what I mean? That's it.
I just don't get it. Like if I look at if we go back to the Bastoni thing, like Spurs fans in the chat saying it was Levy's job to convince him. But why would you leave Inter Milan For Tottenham Hotspur, like, what's the pull? Unless you're actively looking to leave Inter Milan, right? And you're at the end of your career, Perisic, for example. Why is a player like Bastoni going to join? Now let's assume, Rants, Bastoni turns around to Inter Milan and says, here's a transfer request, I want to leave. If Bastoni truly is this top defender that people think, why do Spurs fans think we're going to be the only club that put in a bid for him?
But it's not even put in a bid. Like, you've got to understand, football is like everything else in life. Forget a bid. Do you know what I'm saying? Even if Tottenham just contact his agents, bro, like, it's like they'll be like, oh yeah, Tottenham called. Yeah, so what? That. It's just not even a put in a bid stage. To get to put in a bid, someone's got to be interested in playing for you.
Do you know what, as well? The funny thing is, I truly think that the younger fans in this generation think that to buy a player, you contact the club and put in a bid. I don't think they understand that this all starts with the agents having a chat, right? Yeah. Like, if Tottenham Hotspur let me pluck any player out of it. I'll just go with Harvey Barnes, right? For example. Actually, no, he's in the Championship. He'll come easily. Tottenham Hotspur won Lewis Dunk from Brighton, right? The first thing that's going to happen is someone our end, hopefully a director of football when we bloody get one, rings up his agent and says, hey, we want Lewis Dunk. Is he available? Would he have interest in our club? What sort of fee do you reckon Brighton are going to put up for him? All of these. If the answer comes back, hey, look, I've spoken to my client. Tottenham is not it. Tottenham is not where he wants to be. He'd rather stay at Brighton. He wants to go to a Chelsea, a Liverpool, whatever. Then clubs don't go and put in a bid. I think people think it is Football Manager where you just whack down and go, oh, boom, there's 70 million. Like, it's actually mental how little knowledge so many football fans have now. Like,
no, because they genuinely think it's
crazy.
Like video games, Saba. Like,
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You got to understand, yeah, before anything goes to bids, yeah, personal terms are already agreed with the player.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, everything's already agreed. This whole tapping up thing doesn't even exist because you wouldn't put in a bid for a player that you didn't know wants to come to your team. You just wouldn't. So conversations are ongoing. You know, like that. It's not like someone said, they think it's like NBA contracts. Like, in the NBA, like, it's different. Like, players can get traded against their will and shit like that. It's completely different. In, like, literally in football, if Tottenham come in for me, I just be like, I'm not going.
Of course. This is what I keep saying. Spurs need to be clever in the transfer market. Spurs need to look at players before they make it. Yeah? Like what happened with Modric. Like what happened with Berbatov, right? That's what we need to do. We Spurs fans think that we can just go, oh, so-and-so's bought that player. They're now worth 80 million. Oh, we're joining the race for that.
Yeah.
We will get priced out. Now, even if we match, this is what I keep trying to explain Spurs fans, and God, I hate so many of them. I love so many of them, hate so many of them. If Spurs, let's use a player, for example. Let's use Declan Rice for an example, right? Rants, a player who's going to be moving this summer.
Sure.
So Declan Rice is going, right, okay, we've got a £90 million bid on the table from Arsenal. We've got a £90 million bid on the table from Bayern Munich. And Tottenham over here, we've joined the bid and we've gone, all right, funny enough, Daniel Levy's found 90 million that he's never found before and gone, yeah, we'll have a bit of that. Right. Now, in some miracle, and sorry about the dog, he just loves being near me. In some miracle that Declan Rice goes, yeah, all right, let's see what Tottenham have to say, right? We sit down with Rice and his agent, and they go, right, just to let you know, Arsenal have offered us 400 grand a week. They're in the Champions League, and these are the other players they're buying. They've promised us that so that they're going to go on a title challenge, right? Oh, by the way, Bayern Munich have offered us 400 grand a week. You know, Bayern Munich they're in the Champions League. They're probably going to win their league next year. What are you offering, Tottenham? Well, we're not in Europe, and we've got no director of football, and Harry Kane's leaving.
You have no director of football. It's because he's in jail, and do you know what I mean? Like, and your manager walked out. Do you know what I mean? You've got off-form players. You've got your star player that probably is going to leave. Like, it's a hard sell. I'll be
Mm.
honest. It's a very hard sell. Do you know what I mean? If
What
you
are you
want to know
selling?
what it's like to be Tottenham in the transfer market, you guys go right now. Think about your celebrity crush here. Go and DM her on Instagram and see if she replies.
I was gonna say next time, next time you go to a club, walk up to the fittest girl in that club and see what chance you've got.
Yeah, 100%. Just DM her and see if she replies. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what it's gonna be like with Tottenham right now, bro. Like they're not getting a reply. Like the message ain't getting opened. Like this is just what it is.
It is crazy, right? Like I can understand, like when we should have been doing that with those players was when we were finishing second and third under Poch and we had a really good 11. That's when you turn around and go, look, we just finished second or third. We now want to kick it up a gear.
Yeah.
Right. And it's that age-old saying, strengthen from a position of strength. You do not strengthen from a point of weakness. You just can't. And this is what people just think money is everything. Spurs have spent money, Rants. All these people saying like Levy don't spend. He spends money. He spends a lot of money. There's just no plan. And I honestly, I feel like I'm going to lose my mind one day because Spurs fans are just so in denial. Absolutely in denial. Just buy this player. Just buy that player.
Yeah, but this is the thing, though. I was saying the same thing about Manchester United and Manchester City. Like, the anger towards the owners, like, is completely justified. But what they're angry about, they need their heads wobbled. Like, this myth that our owners don't spend money, it's like, bro, we've spent more than Man City. It's not that we don't spend, it's just that we don't spend well. Do you know what I'm saying? Because us and Man City have spent the same amount of money and the outcomes have been like there's been a stark contrast. Do you know what I mean? So don't be angry and say, the owners don't spend money. They piss money away. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the fact that they don't spend money. So Tottenham's problem is it's not that they don't spend money. It's just that they don't spend money well. Do you know what I mean? Because look at Brighton. They spend less money than you, but they buy better players. So
exactly. It's a plan.
So it's not that you don't spend money.
Think we're in an era. We truly are in an era. And I think it is because a lot of these computer games where people think you just go and spend 70 million on 3 players in a summer window and it transforms you into winners. Spurs have so much to do that we need to be clever. Yeah. Spurs don't need 90 million signings like Declan Rice. Spurs need to go to Holland, to Italy, to France, to Spain, to Germany, even the lower leagues in England, and scout the gems. Like Alex Scott from Bristol City, for example. Yeah. Just won Championship Young Player of the Year, right? That's the sort of player that Spurs used to go and get and do really well with. Like when we bought in the Aaron Lennons, the Carl Walkers, the Tommy Huddlestons, right? Yeah. These were the players that then grew and we built a team. Yeah. The famous, I say famous, I know it didn't win anything and other clubs will laugh, but that 11 under Poch, if you look at it, Rants, Walker was from Sheffield United.
Ericsson cost like, how much did he cost? Like 10 million?
It was like 11 million from Ajax.
Yeah.
Walker, Sheffield United. Danny Rose was 1 million from Leeds. Wanyama, Southampton. Dembele from Fulham. Like, Son was Leverkusen. Dele Alli was MK Dons. And Kane was through the youth team. That, for me, is what Spurs have to get back to. Have 100%. To get the right player for the manager. Let's stop worrying about whether they're 70 or 80 million. Then when we get back to a point, if we get back to a point where we're touching top 4 and we've got a solid team and it's not absolutely frowned upon to be associated with Tottenham Hotspur, then you start going after some of the bigger players and saying, hey, here's our plan. Come and join us. But you can't be, honestly, it's baffling. We're the 8th best team in the country.
Yeah. 8th. Exactly. So, like you said, you have to go backwards. You build a cohesive unit. All these guys that are pulling in the same direction. You have a brand of football. You have a style of football. You have an identity. And then when you max out what success looks like for those players, that's when you can reach out to players and then try and add on that. And that's exactly where you are right now, because
I agree.
You're the 8th best team in the league, based on performances, based on the players you have as well. Because when you look at these players, man, the Davises and the Dyers and these guys that were there from Pochettino, but they're still fucking there. Like
9-10 years ago, man.
yeah,
9-10
like
years
these
ago, yeah.
guys, like these guys, like the fact that these guys are still in your team, it's like there's not a single manager in the world that can do anything about that right away. That's gonna take 2 or 3 seasons to right the wrongs of yesteryear. Like this isn't all right, cool. We're just gonna come in one good window and all of a sudden Tottenham are back to challenging for top 4. No.